flock of vultures that were found in Pierce Township has been confirmed.
Vice, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead.
Such language for an official for a city. First, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. But to the like foreigners, from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. If you've been under a rock, I can't really play the thing, but you know what? I did see something that was not that graphical. Well, everybody knows it by now what's happening. That's with this whole woman that got killed by ICE. It was in the news today. 2026 start out with a bang. The kidnapping of or capturing of or stealing of a man, an official. So right where we left off with this whole ICE situation. All right. Matter of fact, hold on for a second. Just to add to the news that's happening right now, or not now, but this has happened. So this is from Eyewitness News Channel 7 over here, New York City. And listen to how this is explained.
So I'm just getting out of court with Nicolas Maduro, and it was a remarkable court appearance, something like I've never seen before, because he was just allowed to speak. Like, he was presiding. Even, he towers because of his height. And when he was asked his name, he said, "Yo soy Nicolas Moros Maduro, el presidente de la República de Venezuela." He goes, "My name is Nicolas Moros Maduro. I am the president of the Republic of Venezuela." And then he goes, "Fue secuestrado en mi hogar en Caracas en una intervención militar de los Estados Unidos." He's like, "I was kidnapped from my home in a military intervention by the United States." And he was like, "Yo soy inocente, no soy culpable, I'm innocent, I am not guilty. Mi país está sin presidente, my country is without a president." And because there was real-time translation and like gaps, perhaps that's why he was indulged by the court. But typically when a defendant is asked to confirm his name and just make a, enter a plea, it's yes and no, not guilty, whatever. But not, "Yo soy el presidente de la República de Venezuela." You could just feel the weight in the room.
So she's giving the back and forth what's going on, and she's saying it like what he shouldn't be talking like that. I find it kind of strange. Like, wait a minute, this is a a leader of a country. What the fuck do you think he's gonna say? But I'm gonna let it play.
And his wife did something very similar. She was like, "Yo soy la primera dama de la República de Venezuela y soy inocente. I'm the first lady of the Republic of Venezuela, and I am innocent." It was just a heavy, heavy moment in the court. And because it was it didn't really flow because of the extended speeches by both Maduro and his wife. That's what made it a lot more weighty. And there was heavy security. Still, one person was able to get in, and as soon as they were escorting, he was eventually removed from the courtroom, but as soon as they were taking Maduro out, 30-minute hearing, he goes, "Tú vas a pagar en el nombre maldita de Venezuela. You are going to pay in the name of Venezuela." And to that, Maduro said, "Yo soy presidente. I am the president, prisionero de guerra, prisoner of war." So there was a lot of communication with Maduro in court today. Just nothing that we would see with a normal defendant. Obviously, this is not.
And that's what the part I didn't understand what she was trying to. It's like, this is not a normal situation, and it's not a normal individual. It's a man of a leader of a nation. And the crazy thing is, Maduro defiant in court. So how's he defiant? Like how he supposed to accept? So this is well, all this stuff that's going on with the kidnapping or capturing, whatever you want to call it, the stealing of a president from ICE killing a woman, and other news today, the U.S. and Britain hijacked a Russian tanker that was going against that was going in the Atlantic. So there's a lot of things that's going on. All right, and that was sometimes you got to read it. It said the people of Venezuela may have different opinion about his innocence. Maduro wasn't kidnapped at his home. He was kidnapped at a military complex before he was able to hide. Laughing emoji. Yes, Saddam Hussein said the same thing. The real criminals are the people who kidnapped well, this is the only person that makes sense. Kidnapped a leader of the sovereign country, also killed a child during the kidnapping. You're mixing English and Spanish for everyone. Now translation, please. That's what every guilty person say, laugh out loud. So from like I said, from the stealing of a man to a woman getting
Vice,
killed
Vice, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
getting killed out here, there's a lot of things that's going on. Now this is all could be theater. This is the opportunity for the left to show to rally up the people. But in reality, oh word, damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy. But in reality, this is all necessary. Here's the footage.
Shame! 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 Shame!
And this is all over the news. This is the actual film. Somebody recorded it. I don't think I could play it. So the person tried to leave. This first of all, they didn't have the rights to stop this person, but then they try to go in, try to get in the car. You feel threatened too if somebody just come up to you like that. But I think they had ice all over the spot. But whatever. And then they end up shooting the woman. I can't play it. You know how YouTube is, all this crap. Let me skip that part.
What did you do? You! Shame! 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 What's happening to her? What happened?
It's blurred out.
Dude, you shot her! I'm trying to help! No! No! You fucking shot someone in the fucking face! Someone! You shot someone in the fucking face! Do you have a conscience? Do you have a conscience? Don't let the murderer!
And this is the part I wanted to get. So after he did that stunt, he gets in the car and he spins off. Now, any law enforcement, after they do something like that, they will have other law enforcement back them up, corroborate this story, to stay in the scene of the crime, not this guy. So this shit is stirring. Everything that's happening is things are getting amped up. The Lord is stirring things up. All right. The crazy caption says the U.S. empire is falling in on its knees. Right, rise up, America. So the kidnapping of a sovereign nation, a leader of a sovereign nation, to the very streets of America when people don't feel safe. Also, couple of, was it 4 blue states, including New York, they're not gonna get $10 billion over some childcare shit. So right back to the same shit again. And that shit is they trying to stir things up again. So there's gonna be like unrest in all fronts at all times. We are living in some true prophetic times right now. Undeniable prophetic times is happening. Matter of fact, Luke 12:49, it says, I come to send fire on the earth. And Yahawashi is coming to send fire. Literal fire. All right. He's coming in to close out this deal. As we're discussing with a brother in camp. And we was just discussing everything that was going on with, especially with Venezuela. And we both felt the same way about the matter. And we're vexed in the spirit because we know it's prophetic. These things have to happen. But you get kind of tired of seeing this devil like he's getting away with shit. Like literally, this man is like getting away with shit. But Trump threatened Greenland, Cuba, um, what Colombia. All the threats that he's stating. All right, who's in the next in his hit list for him actually stealing and finding out all this the riches that the land has over there. Is like Lord, you sometimes you like when are you gonna take this man out? Like, but understanding that the Lord, when he comes back, he's coming back with fire. He has to come back when this man is up at an all-time proud, his pride at its peak. He has to shut it down. And it said, what would I if it be already kindled? Then look up the word kindle. To light up, kindle. So the Lord is lighting these little small fires, and these fires are becoming big. All right? They're becoming huge. So the Lord is stirring the pot up. As scripture says, in fact, let me get that real quick. Two scriptures. Matthew 28, 18. It says, Matthew 28:18. And Yahawashi came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. So when the Lord went up into the heavens, he had the reins to everything. So Yahawashi is responsible for everything that's happening on earth. Hebrews 1 about, you know what? I guess I don't want. It said the Most High at sundry times and diverse manners spake into times past unto our fathers by the prophets. So the Father, the Heavenly Father himself spoke to the prophets. So this is a cut to Nate when he's trying to say that the Lord didn't deal with none of the prophets. I remember him saying that shit. It was talking about Yahawashi. I remember he's saying that, but this is a way to confuse the people. Yahweh was a part of his own story. All right, he spoke to the prophets by so he talked to them in diverse manners. It tells you. It says, verse 2, having these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. So Yahawashi has the reins, all right, so to speak. Yahawashi is the one that's passing these orders. So certain things is happening on the earth is because of Yahawashi. Zephaniah 3:8. It says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them my indignation. So the Lord, he's saying he's the one that's going to set it off. He's the one. He's the sole reason for everything that's happening right now. I wanted to bring that out, okay? Because these prophecies of keeps adding up. The tension in the air is getting thicker. All right, people are not comfortable any longer. Now they had their eye in Minneapolis for a while. That's why they kept going, talking about the Somalians and the corruption that's going on over there. And you just sit there, you watch everything that's playing out. There's going to be a great civil war that's going to take place. All right. The Lord is stirring up the minds of the people. So here it is, a U.S. mayor, I believe he's the mayor, told an organization that comes from the federal government to get the fuck out. All right. And the people, and then he stirred up the people, telling the people to protest um, quietly or some shit. I was watching the news earlier. So this pot is being stirred up. All right, there will be some civil unrest to take place in the planet Earth, especially here in the shores of America. While everybody's distracted, they're stirring up the pot. Now we know how this current president feels about his little Gestapo. That's the word I was looking for before. How he empowered them to do to the people. Now he's the same president that went to the other Republicans talking about they lose if they lose the position of the voting in the midterm, that he will get impeached. So already showing you a great divide within America. Okay, people are going to take matters. They're going to take it to another level. All right, and this is exactly what they want. Okay, but like I said, who's responsible for it? Yahawashi. Yahawashi is the one that's doing it. Isaiah 19, I started at 1. It said, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. That swift cloud is talking about that, what the world call a UFO. All right, the father ship. Remember, the Lord said he's coming with fire. And that's going to be the greatest agent leading force to annihilate this place. All right. That their eyes, they was talking about it. They're not really talking much about the 3-eyed Atlas. And they're saying that it might be a chariot. So that's where the pressure comes from, and making this man do certain things that he willing not. This whole ICE thing is just a cover up, an excuse. All right. So that way, what was this? One of these small hat officials talking about they have to get rid of the First Amendment, which is the right to free speech. So all these things are happening. They don't want people to talk about it any longer. So this is all stirring up certain feelings about the powers that be. Okay, it says, and it shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So that's the judgment that's going to take place. But before that judgment takes place, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And that's what we're seeing. From people with different ideas, different political stance, all right, just differences. People are taking things onto another level. All right, the family dynamic is thrown out the window. So the Lord is stirring up the pot. All right. Scripture says real quick. Let me get that. Matthew. Why is it going to Acts? This thing sometimes has a mind of its own. Matthew 34. It's not 34. 10 and right. Matthew's 10 and well, it's the one I want. Oh well, hold on. That goes into futuristic thing. There's something else. There's a tempted in the 21st chapter, 24th chapter. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? There it is. Matthew's 10 and 34. I start at 34. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. So this idea that Yahawashi is a God that is a peaceful God is out the window. He coming to send a sword. Don't get it twisted. Actually, I should have went to Luke because it was right down the block. It says, "For I have come to set man at variance against his father, and his daughter, and his daughter against her mother, and his daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's foes shall be they of his own household." So, inner war, civil war within family. All right. Now I could go get this one. Matthew 24 and 6. You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, which we are hearing about wars. The tension. Trump wants to go into Iran. They're talking about within the end of the month. They want to go and attack Iran because the Iranian government is not taking care of their people, and you're hearing about all these different things that's going on. Rumors that's getting louder and louder. It says, "See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation." Not talking about the nation of Russia versus the nation of India. No, it's talking about Moab, Edom, Ham, Japhet, okay, Elam, hey, even the nation of Israel, all going to war against each other. So we're seeing the pot is being stirred. People are going turning on one another. All right. And on top of all that, and kingdom against kingdom. Then you see outside war. So you see civil war, all right, or class war. Then you see outside of Babylon the wars that's taking place. And there shall be famines, which is a lack of food. Now with all these tariffs that's taking place, and all these different other things is happening, which they've been said is a lack of food. The government shutdown, which by the end of the month there should be another shutdown, which until is going to be what? Well, people is going to lose their food. They're already 10 billion they're not giving to childcare. So because a famine that's coming is a famine that's man-made. There's in pestilence. We're in that season. We are in that season of pestilence. All right. This is a super bug that's going on. Everybody's getting sick because we're in that season. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. There's been earthquakes in Mexico 6.5, and throughout all the Caribbean islands, which is ironic, which is unheard of the way they've been jumping around with all this tension. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So we have been in the beginning stage of great sorrows to take place. This is what the Lord has stirred up. All right. Then, okay, it goes into something else. This is what Yahawashi stirred up. All right. This is what Yahawashi is doing on the earth. He's giving the orders to the angels to play in the minds of the people. Do this, do that. Nobody, now everybody's in the spirit that they can't stand America. They cannot stand what's happening. All right. They don't feel the spirit any longer. So the Lord is doing it deliberately because now everybody can see that this place is not right at all. So going back to this, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And it's happening. That good old American spirit is failing. There's a great divide within the American system. You have the mega idiots, no matter what this guy does, no matter what accusations that's coming out, when the truth is happening, this guy could literally, like you say, he could walk right down the street and shoot somebody, and he could say, I did it because I want to do it, and the MAGA, they'll clap it on. When there was a rumor talking about him sucking off Bubba, I said to these guys, it's like, he's just like the rest of them. Alex Jones is like, well, at least he's not, if there was a video out there, at least he's not stirring up World War III. I didn't see anything that he said about the Venezuelan shit. But no, his cocksucker ass, he probably go out there and defend that shit. All right? They defend every single thing that takes place. So these are nothing but imbeciles. So with even in that organization, Make America Great Again, when the president went up there talking about regime changes, how it's no good. He's a peace president. He's not the war president, and he's doing all this shit. They still going with him. So it's cracks within their stuff. So that spirit of American good old pie, that shit is thrown out the window. It's failed. It says, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and the charmers and them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards, proving that this place is the haven of witchcraft, which is this Nahum 3 and 4 to the point. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcraft that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and the families through her witchcraft. And that's what they have done. They called this guy a dictator, but he was an elected official. All right. Say he stole this, he stole that, but he was going by your system. So obviously your democracy have flaws. Anybody that has democracy is easily infiltrated when they don't go the route that these people want to do. All right. That's what's happening. So they sold this narrative, this witchcraft narrative towards the people. And then when they follow through, when somebody doesn't fit, they get rid of them. All right. And that's what the scripture says that the nations are angry. They are angry. All right. They are mad. Okay. It says, behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts. And that's what the Lord is doing. We are in the book of Revelation, with book of Revelation to unveil. We are in the book of the unveiling. All right. We are in the book of unveiling. Revelation 13 and 16 should is upon us. Them pushing this new world order is upon us. All right, they're going to try to accomplish that, and they're going to do it through their lies and witchcraft. And the Lord is exposing everything. It's not because of the method of the revelation only. Is that the Lord is exposing them so the world can see. And right now, the nations are angry. All the nations are pissed. It says, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness. And that's exactly what the Lord is doing. He's showing them all their filth. You got India, you got Australia, even Australia, U.S. Um, ally, Edomite ally, are questioning. All right, you got the French leaders questioning because, the whole thing with Greenland. They said that if the U.S. could take Greenland, NATO will be no more. Therefore, the beast shall hate the whore. All right, the beast shall hate the whore. So everybody's seeing America's nakedness and their filth, and thy kingdom's thy shame. All right, you talk about democracy, you talk about this, you talk about that, and in return, what do? You do the complete opposite. All right, you strong arm everybody. You see something that you want, you just take it. When everybody else does that, you put them on blast and say, "Oh, this is an evil place. Look what they're doing. You're nothing but fucking hypocrites, and I will cast an abominable filth upon thee, which is his ICBM nuclear missiles, and I will make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." What's going to happen here in America is going to be the ultimate example how not to be. All right, that's what the Lord is going to do upon this place. This is how you not supposed to be. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.